All right, today we are going over the Atlanta Falcons and their offseason moves and projections for the 26-27 season. I'm going to be doing this for all 32 teams, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the other teams that I go over. And at the end of this video, I'm going to let you know my projections on how many wins I think they're going to get. If they're going to go over 6.5, 7.5 wins, which is what Vegas has them at right now. So we're going to jump right into it. So one big thing to note is they did fire Raheem Morris and moved on and hired Kevin Stefanski from the Cleveland Browns after he was fired from his head coaching position there. Kevin Stefanski, I mean, I don't think he's a bad coach, but I do think he's pretty overrated. He didn't win Coach of the Year, but I mean, we're looking at, overall, I mean, he brought in Tua Tagovailoa, and if you're going to have any head coach that's going to bring a disaster into the QB room, it would probably be Kevin Stefanski. Not saying Tua's a disaster. I mean, I don't know. It was a little bit of drama there and with the Dolphins towards the end of his time there. I mean, he's had his own problems with the concussions and everything. They signed him, brought him in for, I think, $1.3 million, so they didn't spend a ton. But to bring him into that QB room, I don't know. But contract extension, they did extend Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts had a little bit of a better year last year, but he still has not broken out to what we expected him to be in the league. Their biggest losses, they lost Kaden Ellis, who was their leading tackler, cornerback D. Alford, and Tyler Allgiere, who is a good back. Right now, let's take a look at the depth chart. We've got Michael Penix, Tua Tagovailoa, who they just brought in, and Trevor Siemian. Trevor Siemian has experience coming in for injuries and helping out when teams need, so it's not a bad third stringer to have because Michael Penix and Tua, they've had troubles staying healthy so far in their careers. You're going to need some depth in the QB room and leave it to Stefanski to try to figure out that mess if or when it happens. Of course, Bijan Robinson, one of my favorite running backs. I do actually like betting on Bijan Robinson quite a bit. He's very consistent. He's explosive. And the way I research all my player props and team props is on DataStreak, our sports betting analytics platform. I'll leave the link in the description. But that is how I do all my research for individual players and player props. And another one is Drake London, who I love betting on. Drake London's very consistent. Had some injuries last year, but overall, good, solid player. So not a ton of depth after Drake London, so a lot will be on his plate. So it's just going to matter. I mean, if Michael Penix can stay healthy and can play at a high ceiling, I mean, we could see this team be decent. I mean, the offense isn't terrible. Their offensive line's okay. They're not a bad offense. And on the defensive side of the ball, you've got all the drama with James Pierce. It actually looks like he might be getting out of his legal situation, but who knows? Got AJ Terrell Jr., Jesse Bates. You don't have a terrible secondary, but just nothing to really write home about. They've got some playmakers, got some talent, but this is not a playoff roster, in my opinion. We look over at FanDuel and check out the over-under totals for the Falcons. And over 6.5 wins, you can get it at minus 160. I actually, looking at things, we'll look at the roster. I'm leaning towards more the under 7.5 wins at minus 125. I think that's the best value you're going to get because when we look over at our schedule, week 1, they have the Steelers, then the Panthers. I mean, these are somewhat winnable games. Packers, same with the Saints. I mean, they could pick up maybe 2 wins here in the first 4 weeks. Ravens are going to be tough. Bears are going to be pretty tough this year. 49ers tough. Bucks, who knows what to see with them. They've dealt with a lot of injuries, so we'll say they get a win in there, maybe 3 wins. Bengals, if Burrow's healthy, we'll see. It is week 9, further in the season. Maybe they could pick up a win there. At 4, we got the Chiefs. Vikings, we'll see with the Vikings with Kyler Murray coming in. It'll be interesting to see what they are, but we'll just give them a win there. 5, the Lions, Browns, give them a win there. That's 6. And then the Commanders, Bucks, Saints, Panthers. I think that they, could get a win or 2 here, so they could end up going over that number. It's 7.5, but I'm more comfortable with the under on this given the injury situation, having a new coach come in with Kevin Stefanski. It's just going to be a tough year for them, I think, overall, just getting a new coach in and, the quarterback struggles that they've had. Bijan's always going to do his thing, but I'm leaning towards under 7.5 wins. for the Falcons. Let me know in the comments what you think their win total will be on the year. You know, when you look at their schedule, I could see them going over the 7.5. I'm kind of indifferent on that, but I think the best value you're probably going to get is the under 7.5 for this team. It'll be exciting to see how Stefanski does with his new squad coming from Cleveland. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button if it helped out, and subscribe if you haven't. If you want to check out Data Streak for all the player and team prop research, link is in the description. I'll see you in the next video.